to HP Ingredients. I'm just going to show you very quickly now how to sort of operate a wheel temperer. Again, all machines are slightly different, so this is the JKV one, but they're pretty much the same in principle. What you've got in essence is a bain-marie, so it's basically a heated bowl with a steering element to it, which is the wheel. What this allows you to do again is if you've sort of, you moved up from working at home on a microwave, then you've gone to a bain-marie, this is kind of the next step up. So again, it's going to cost you more money, but again, if you're making Easter eggs or you've got a lot of production to do, this is kind of the next step along. It does take a lot of the work out of staring and messing about with chocolate, and once you get used to it and you've got used to your machine, they can be very easy to use. The first thing you do first thing in the morning is this has been on night cycle overnight, so it's set at 45 degrees. I've probed the chocolate again just to make sure, and it's actually reading 43. So again, anything above 40 is where you need to be, because we know the chocolate is completely liquid at this stage, so there's no fat crystals in it at all, so we're starting from a clean sheet. We remove the cover from overnight and get rid of that. The first thing I do in the morning is just turn the motor on, just to get the chocolate stirring, because again you sometimes end up with a little skin on top. So again, just give it sort of 3 or 4 sort of minutes just to get the chocolate moving and to make sure it's all circulated and all the same temperature. And again, at that point I would normally probe the chocolate. So at this point again, I'm just going to sort of put the probe in the chocolate just to sort of see where we are, and we should be looking at over 40 degrees, which we are coming up to now. And then the principles are exactly the same. We will bring the temperature unit down from set at 45 degrees down to 30, and then from there I will then seed the chocolate using the chocolate that is pre-tempered. Okay. I've just done the reading on there, and we're reading 40, so I'm happy that the chocolate is at the temperature we need it to be. The machine is still set on 45 degrees here, so again each one of these is slightly different, but normally it means holding in the set button is the general rule, and then bringing that down. This normally I set to 30, but normally through operation during the day it normally creeps up to about 32, something like that, by the time I get to the end of the day. The reason for that is as this machine is obviously trying to fight the crystal growth once it's tempered, over the day as I'm using it, they will tend up losing slightly, and the crystals will start to grow. The chocolate will thicken by dinner time, but again, normally if I knock it up 1 degree on here from 30 to 31 by lunchtime, that will help fight it. And again, by the end of the day, I'm normally on about 32, 33, but I normally set the temperature down to 30 degrees. So now this is all cooling down. Obviously leaving the wheel running at this stage because I want to get as much sort of cold air to this to cool it down quickly as possible. At this point, I've worked out, I know what sort of weight I've got in there of chocolate. I've got about 4 kilo chocolate. So again, I'm looking at adding sort of pre-tempered crystals at this point. So these are pre-tempered callets. All the chocolate that's supplied out to you is in forms where it is pre-tempered, so it's full of good crystals. So we're going to add this chocolate to this machine and actually start to bring the temperature down. Okay, just going back to the machine now, what this is doing in the first instance is actually all it's doing is cooling the chocolate down. So from 40 degrees, the chocolate for the first kind of 5 minutes of its life is just bringing that chocolate temperature down from 40 probably down to about 36, and then from 36, 35 onwards, going down to the 30 temperature I've set it at, you want to be at that chunky soup stage which we spoke about. So at this point normally I would walk away and leave it and come back to it in 5 minutes time, and then literally probe the chocolate again. If it's below 35 degrees and there's still bits of lumps of chocolate in there that have obviously got the good crystals in, then that will temper the rest of the chocolate, so that will seed the rest of the chocolate. Again, so now there's nothing more to do really than leave this for sort of 10 minutes and then come back to it when it's tempered.
And we're off and running.
Hi, we've left this now for 20 minutes. I think it's been about 18 minutes actually. The chocolate, obviously the callets have all melted away, so we'll have a look there. The callets have all melted away. the chocolate's thickened slightly. You can see the chocolate's thickened, and again you've got that iridescent shine across it that helps indicate to me that it's looking tempered. The reading on the machine has dropped to 33.5, which again, you know, is a little bit warm for milk chocolate. I'd expect it to really be sort of around the 30 to sort of 31 mark, no more than 32. But knowing this machine, I know this machine always reads a bit warm here. So I know that this temperature here is 33, but I've just done a test under the actual nozzle, and it's reading just over 30, 31. So I know the chocolate's right. Good lesson to be learned there. You know, never trust what the machine says. It's just a number. That doesn't matter what it reads there. What matters is what that chocolate temperature is doing there. So again, that's a common thing where people ring me and say, oh, you know, something's not right with my chocolate. I say, what's the temperature reading? They give me this reading. This is really just a figure. It doesn't mean anything and shouldn't ever be trusted as a figure that works. When you get to know your machine, you'll start to understand that, you know, I know there's about 2 or 3 degrees difference between what's actually in the chocolate and what's up here. So when this is reading 33, I know the chocolate's tempered there. But again, never trust the machine. I've done the test here. You can see the test on the thing. They're both looking very good. I'm very pleased with that. So again, tempered, ready to go. And because this machine is stirring all continuously all day, and the chocolate's being held at a certain temperature here, you know, during the day I might need to slightly adjust this temperature up as this thickens slightly, but really minor adjustments, and this should be fine all day to work with a tempered chocolate on demand.